back to the channel, All Things Unkempt. Today, we're drawing something a little weird. Originally, my intent was to use some programs of the artificial kind, just to get some inspiration on some shapes and stuff, and I suppose I did that a little bit. When we get to the end of this video, you should be able to tell that this looks kind of like some really weird, mushy AI art, because I think a lot of AI art is really obvious because of how unnatural it looks. And I guess that's kind of what I was going for. I like unnatural, weird looking things. However, my original intent was completely different than this. I was looking at a lot of anatomy books, usually just focusing on bones and musculature stuff. I like all that kind of stuff. It's gross and weird, and you can really play around with a lot of the shapes and forms that you find in that. This drawing really became more of a experimentation, I think, for me. Experimenting with a lot of different shapes and forms that I haven't really done before. Coming up here in a moment, there's a shape that I repeat a lot that I had a lot of fun with and actually made kind of a thumbnail for, and thought of, hey, I'll incorporate it in this drawing. It got away from me really fast, and to be honest, I don't like this drawing. I don't know what to think about it. I don't know I just want to move on and get to the next drawing. And oh my god, I wanted to do this drawing faster because the intent of this channel was to upload once a week. And so far, I've been able to upload once a month. I think that might just be the pace I'm at right now, and that's okay. Art takes a while, and I guess that's just how much time I have to put in it. The last drawing, the eyeball wall, which you should go check out if you haven't already, that drawing in its entirety took me about 17 hours, maybe 16 to 18 hours, and I was like, okay, I can cut off a good chunk of time and not spend that long on the next drawing. And somehow I spent equally as long. I couldn't believe it. Like literally 15, 16 hours is how long this drawing took. So not any faster, but I feel like I still feel like I'm learning how to do things faster, or more or less. I guess it's kind of like learning where I can cut corners really easily without actually sacrificing the quality of stuff as much. Whereas before, I would maybe spend 20 plus hours on a drawing just because I want everything to be absolutely perfect. And I would love to keep doing that, but unfortunately it will take me all month, if not longer, to do a drawing, and that's unsustainable. I will not be able to do that for the life of this channel or my art career or whatever. Maybe in the future, if I get a commission or something for a bigger piece or something, I will want to put the time and energy into doing it like that and taking that long. Ideally, I'd love for drawings to only take like 5 hours, like to just sit down and do most of it. You can probably see like my shirt sleeve changes constantly because this has been a long, arduous process. And the whole time, the best part of this drawing is the whole time I didn't want to do it. Because immediately, I don't really understand why, but as soon as I started, it completely went in a different direction than I was expecting. But I think that's okay. I don't have per se maybe a specific style, or maybe a specific look, or a specific type of thing I draw all the time. So I'm maybe not as grounded or as centered in mastering specifically what I do. So it's just going to take the time it takes every time, I suppose. I do enjoy, though, kind of the challenges of doing something like this. I am again using the gray tone Strathmore 400 series paper, which is the same as on the last video with the eyeball wall. I think this might be the last drawing for a bit that I do on this paper. It's cool. It's newer to me. having this kind of mid-tone ground instead of just pure white paper. But I think I want to go back to white paper because I would prefer to have the highlights kind of inbuilt per se, where I'm just shading from darkest to lightest, which is the paper, whereas in using gray tone paper, if you used toned paper like brown or gray, you know that you have to add lighter tones. So I have this white charcoal pencil that I use, for lighter spots and stuff. And I don't know, I feel like I'm still not great at highlights. I feel like they're either too strong and then something looks wrong, like it doesn't look as natural. I think it's just difficult, especially with something like this where, like, good lord, where on earth is the light source? I don't know. I just was more concerned on rendering out some kind of volume to all the shapes and forms here. I really did enjoy, again, those repeated kind of weird teardrop shapes, and then also this, what I'm doing right now, this weird almost muscular patterning, I guess. It comes up again later in the drawing and is actually a big chunk of the drawing too. Stuff like that's always interesting. The only problem is it becomes so tedious because it's so repetitive. And then I get really bored, and then I want to speed up and do it faster, and then it looks worse. The consistency falls apart over time. I don't know why though. I'm always drawn to repeating patterns and forms like that, but then I get really bored with them, and I don't know. I feel like I'm being pulled in two different directions when I do that. Man, yeah, this drawing is interesting, and I like parts of it, and then there's parts of it I really don't like. It was nice doing a darker background, which you'll see later on again. I fill in kind of the sides darker because I wanted this thing to pop out and be kind of in the front, rather than floating in space so much like some of my other stuff. That's something I want to do with white paper. Like I said, that's something I can still do. It's just something I haven't really done because I think a lot of stuff I do is supposed to stand alone on its own, whereas this I wanted to almost exist maybe in kind of some kind of world or something. So darkening that background is just kind of so there's like space, but you can't see it. Whatever gives it some kind of depth, I suppose. I really enjoyed ending this drawing because I just wanted to be done with it. But also, I enjoyed the end of this drawing because it got so far away from me and I didn't know where I was going with it that I really had to come up with, some good shapes that kind of terminate near the top because it was this kind of flowing pieces and parts, and it was like, okay, how is it going to end? Where is it going to go? So I guess it kind of keeps going off the page, obviously. You can't see all of whatever this thing is, but I still needed like some kind of, I don't know, end point, where everything connects finally. And I think I did that pretty well. And I like these branching off parts. This is what I was talking about, more of this kind of almost muscle fiber-ish looking stuff. I also drew a lot of inspiration from H.R. Giger, the guy behind a lot of the Aliens aesthetic, and like literally the alien from Aliens itself. I really like his work because it's kind of this same thing where it's a lot of mechanical biomass, just bones and stuff, and you can't really tell what is what, but it all is there and it looks cool. So I was trying to kind of emulate that a little bit. But again, good lord, I'm glad to be done with this drawing, and the next drawing I will do is going to be a little bit more focused and centered and probably be planned out better. And hopefully it'll be done faster too, so I can get out videos quicker. Anyways, check out stuff like my TikTok. That's usually like the first place full final pieces will go up, just because it's like the easiest place I've found to post it. If you guys want to see it anywhere else, it's also going to be on my Instagram and stuff, but that usually comes later, like after the YouTube video, just because I want to time that stuff out better. Anyways, here it is. Here's the final product. I hope you enjoy it more than I do. Yeah, I'll probably sell it for real cheap if you want it. Anyways, it's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.